So my name is Remco Sikkema. I'm the Senior Marketing Communication Manager at Movella. Yeah, I'll explain about the difference between Movella and Xsens later. And I want to talk about our place and the place of motion capture in the Metaverse. So next slide, please. So I'm going to do a quick intro on Movella. I'm not going to take too long because, well, let's get into the fun stuff. But Movella, we started in 2009. Actually, then it was called M-Cube. Um, and M-Cube acquired Xsens and Kindred. And Xsens is from 2000 and from 2000. So what do? We make hardware, software, and cloud services. The main thing motion. And our tagline is we bring meaning to movement. It's a really broad tagline. What it means, we set data, we acquire data using sensors, and we make something sensible out of it, so people can make their lives better, or machines can be more efficient, and we can actually move humanity and machines forward. So hardware, software, and cloud solutions. We're in the business in the segments entertainment, which we are talking about now, in health and sport, which is about ergonomics, which is about sports performance, which is about injury prevention, all using inertial technology. And we're in the business of automation and mobility, which is little sensors that are placed on machines. Autonomous vehicles is a big market segment we are in. Robotics, marine, all kinds of machines. Every machine that moves, we can make more efficient. It's actually what we always say. So we are headquartered in San Jose, and we have 9 offices, including one in Enschede, which is where I'm hosted. So we have a partner network of over 100 partners throughout the world. So we have worldwide coverage. So about Movella and about Xsens. So Movella is our corporate brand, which encapsulates all our products. And on a product level, we are called Xsens. So if we talk about motion capture, we talk about Xsens motion capture, but we're part of the Movella brand. So next slide, please. So motion capture. This is, well, we are in the business in entertainment, and this is the motion capture product that we have. So here you see 2 of our motion capture suits. It's a professional motion capture system, which means our animators from all over the world, AAA studios, game studios, VFX houses, they use our products. They are used for many Marvel films. There's a lot of films that recently came out that also use. We just saw, maybe you've seen on Apple Plus, the film Finch, which even got an award, which is fully driven by Xsens motion capture. So it's an inertial system, and this means, as you see here on the image, it's a suit which has embedded sensors in it. So these sensors measure your motions on your body. So when you move, you'll see a digital avatar on your screen, which does which mirrors your movement. We will show it later in a live demo, so I won't take too much of the excitement here. So we will show you how it works. So it's inertial, which means it's on the sensor on the body, because you also have other systems which could be called an optical system. Then you have external cameras measuring little balls that are on your body, which you might have seen also before. So it's two different technologies, but the same result: motion capture. The difference for inertial motion capture, so it's on your body, means that you can do it anywhere. I could be wearing one, but I could also jump out of a plane and have the suit on, or I could climb mountains or be, somewhere deep in the desert. And otherwise, you would need, like a camera setup, or you need a studio to make it happen. So it can be used anywhere. So we have, we have two systems. You see them here on the screen, which is the Lycra suit, which is used for really dynamic motions like fighting, rolling, stunts. And we have the MVN Avinda, which is the strap system, which is also perfectly for motion capture and is mostly used for less dynamic movements, so like normal motions, like walking, talking, and stuff like this. Yeah, and that's all connected to a piece of software in which we run our proprietary engines. So if you record motions, it needs to be fused into data, and this is actually our main, our core competence. So if you stream the data from our system into the software, it is there's an engine making the data usable, and then you see on the screen a really nice avatar which makes perfectly the same motions as you did yourself. So it's very accurate. It's, as we say, production quality data, which you see on the bottom, which means you record it, you see it in your software, you can use it immediately without any cleanup or any alteration. It's just out of the box usable. So it's very easy to use. I've had it on a couple of times. It's you put it on, you start up the software, you record your motions, and you got your motion capture data. Then you can get it into software like Unreal Engine, like Unity, like any 3D software that you use. And then you can bring it in your game or in your visual effects or anything that you're working on. And of course, in the metaverse. So this puppet that I have here is probably not powered by motion capture, but you see a lot of new worlds coming up. So like Decentraland, like Sandbox, or other worlds that have avatars that have full body motions where you can see everything. And hopefully in the future, we will have more unique emotions in the metaverse powered by us, by Xsens, by Movella. Yeah, I think this is it for Xsens motion capture part. So like I said, in a moment, we will also do a live demonstration. We will show, how this actually works. Next slide, please. So our place in the metaverse. So this avatar that you see here is from our software. So if you record your motions, this avatar will show how you look like, what you did. So what do we do? Now, first of all, we bring avatars to life. Otherwise you have a static avatar which has standard motions like turning, walking, sitting down. These standard motions that you use to see in games, and we bring it to a next level with accurate motion capture, lifelike motion capture. Unique to your body. So we enable metaverse creators in virtual worlds by making 3D avatars move. In the virtual fashion, we see a lot happening with our suit. So doing a catwalk with clothing on, of course, with virtual clothing. Digital art is being made a lot, so it's not just motion of the body, but I also see that they use body motion to create art. There's a lot of art going on with motion capture. We see virtual influencers and also VTubers using our system. I don't know if you Nununu is one. Code Miko is one. There's a few VTubers in this space that use Xsens. And they do it live. So it's a live demonstration of motion capture. You can do it live, you can do it offline. We have a live engine which brings already really accurate data, and we have an offline engine which even gives more accurate data, which is a special HD reprocessing engine which makes the data like super smooth. And the last part is NFTs. Oh, NFTs. So there's there's a lot of NFT creation going on, and of course, it also involves motion of the body. I will show a couple of examples later, but I see a lot of stuff happening in the NFT market around NFTs. And unique motion print of avatars. I'll get into this in a later slide. So next one, please. Bringing avatars to life. So there's two big examples that I want to show. So you probably know about the Bored Ape Yacht Club apes. So this guy, Michael Lay, he's a famous TikTok dancer, and he also has his own Bored Ape. So what he did, he's he's donning the suit. He did a little dance, and he brought in his own ape. I don't know if the video works, Nick.
Sorry, the video will not work. If you want, I can play it later on.
Yeah, well, it's a shame that you cannot see it, but what you'll see is him dancing, and then next to him, video, he will change into his own avatar, and in this video, next to him, we will have his own avatar, his own Bored Ape avatar. So, and then there's the next one, which is the Bridge Worlds NFT game. It's a new, yeah, it's an NFT world, and they have NFT avatars, and actually they made a music video of their avatars playing in a huge song. So it's actually a really nice video to see. If you want to see it, probably we'll share it later. But it's a cool clip of avatars doing a song. But if you don't see it, it's probably not interesting now. So these are two or three examples that I can show. Uh, Please, the next slide. So NFT examples. So there's two examples that are powered by our motion capture that I know of. Probably there's more, but these are I know of. So Jurassic Punks, they just dropped last week. They have one JPunk. So it's dinosaurs with attached to it a VX file of the avatar, which you can use in Unreal or Unity. Um, so they are all fully powered by Xsens. Then there is Sins of Shadows, which is dropping later this month, April 21. Same story. They have avatars that are powered by Xsens, and for Sins of Shadow, there's even a complete game attached to it. And using NFTs, you can influence the storyline of the game, which is really cool. And all the avatars playing in this game and in the NFTs are powered by Xsens. So next slide. So a motion print. I talked about it a little bit earlier. So it's a concept that we're thinking about, that I'm thinking about. It's the concept is about us moving and being unique. You know, everyone has their own unique movements, and it is also a proven thing that you walk just very uniquely. When I'm in the office and I hear somebody coming down the hallway, I can almost hear who is coming because of the thread of his walk, of the way he walks or she walks. So it's very recognizable how you walk, how you move, and how you do. So this is what I call the motion print. So you have a fingerprint, which is really unique. But you also have a motion print, which is really unique. And this motion print can also be applied to you in the metaverse. So which means if you record all your motions and you apply them to your avatar, you move, in your own distinctive way. Even though we look differently, We all have our special avatars. I also see here everyone has their own unique way of clothing, of hairstyle, or whatever. And that can change, but your motion can still be the same wherever you are. If you are in centralized, in sandbox, if you're here, if you're anywhere else, it changes. But your motion will stay the same. So if you talk, you can be, talking in a very personalized way. It will also help when you have a discussion with somebody in the metaverse, that you will have a discussion that is more genuine. It's because 80% of what you talk is non-verbal. It's just 20% or 10% that is actually coming from your verbal communication. The rest is body motion, scent, expression, all these kinds of things. So if you apply this to the metaverse, it would be really helpful in discussion and make it more natural, make it more lively if you are in a metaverse and communicating to somebody. So this is the basis of this motion print. It can of course be extended. I'm talking now about your normal motion, but it can also be epic motions or very special motions. Think about Usain Bolt, with this special move. When somebody does it, you immediately know, this is this guy. So, and these motions can also be recorded, and you can use it in a game or in the metaverse. It's similar to emotes, in Fortnite, but it's more expanded. So this is the concept of the motion print, and we are. I hope it will be adopted, in the metaverse on a broader scale. And motion capture is a big part of it, because motion capture can capture the basic movements and the extended movements that you can use in the metaverse. So probably this video will also not work, but normally you would see 3 people walking, and all these people have their own little walk. It's the same, back and forth walk, but but you can see they're all different, and everyone has their special type of walking. All right. Otherwise, next slide. So I want to talk about some additional examples that we did, which are considered metaverse, because metaverse is, of course, like still a concept. We have different but still, in these mini-verses, a lot of stuff is happening. It could be considered, metaverse kind of experiences. So I gathered a few of them. Here's the next slide so I can talk about it. You probably, if you're somewhat older like me, you probably know who John Legend is, but probably also other people. So he did like a virtual concert. I think it was like a few years ago in a platform called Wave, which is a VR platform, but also available to other platforms like desktop. And he did a full concert, and it was all and you could donate money during the concert. There were all kinds of other things going on, and it was all donated to a good cause. And Mr. John Legend himself was in the Xsens motion capture suit, so everything was recorded live during the show. Next slide, please. 21 Pilots, a rock band, who did like a pre-recorded experience in Roblox. So, and this was all, the band was recorded using Xsens motion capture. So the whole experience was the band was playing, and you could be with your Roblox avatar, you could flow in between the band. It was really cool. I don't know if you did it, but here you see these little avatars playing between the drum set. And this drummer is the 21 Pilot drummer. He is recorded using Xsens motion capture. it was a fun experience, and I think more of this will come. This was not live, but it was pre-recorded. Next slide, please. So this is fashion example. So Pokemon had like, I think it was like the 25th anniversary, and they collaborated with Charlie Cohen and a shop in the UK. I forgot the name. And they had like a physical fashion collection, but it was also a digital fashion collection. So you could buy it physical, and then you would get like an NFT with a digital version of your clothing. Like you see here, this jacket with Pokemon on the back. So it was a really cool project. They had like a whole video made of it, and that was done using Xsens motion capture. So these avatars that you see here are powered by Xsens motion capture. Next one. Corey Strausberger, maybe you guys know him. He's a legend. He uses the Xsens suit to make amazing videos. This blue guy is called Blue, and he's in the Xanadu universe. And he's every now and then he releases new videos about him in the metaverse. It's super funny, super creative, and super high level also, or high level, high detail. It's really cool to watch. And as you can see, he's wearing the Xen suit, he's wearing Manus gloves, and an iPhone on headset to make his avatar move. Next one. So if you've seen Ready Player One, the movie, you know, people are fully immersed in a game. Well, Active Esports, which is in Eindhoven, they made this work. So they actually altered an Xsens suit, sorry, suit. You can see, well, the straps that they have on is it's embedded with Xsens sensors. You jump into a game, you're fully immersed, and you battle with somebody else, and you have in a VR game. So it's really cool. It can travel around, but I think you can go to the PSV, experience it yourself. So it's it's a Ready Player One experience actually. So I think this is the last one, Nick. Is there another one? No. So next up will be my colleague, Stefan, who's maybe in the office, maybe at home, I don't know. But he will be showing the Xsens suit, and we'll talk about it more. So I suggest we go off. Oh, wait, I'll suggest first maybe if there are questions, and then we can go into the demo. No, apparently not.
If there's questions, you can just use the emoji.
See the video feed?
Let me give you megaphone, Nick. Hold on. I think Nick might have a question, but can you turn your megaphone on, Nick, so we can hear it?
I guess for some reason the megaphone doesn't work.
Everybody see the video screen now?
Yes, we can see the screen.
I see it.
Cool. Yeah.
Right, if there's no questions, then let's go.
Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, perfect. So I've added the headphones to be able to hear you guys in a minute as well. I'll put that down for now. So yeah, again, thanks Remco for introducing me. So what I would like to show you guys is how the Xsens system actually works. So I'm here in a green room wearing the suit. Now, when setting up the suit, all you would need to do is put on the Lycra suit. We have 17 trackers with magnetometers, gyroscopes, and accelerometers internally. You put those within the suit, and once you're suited up, you should be able to start calibrating your system. Now, what we do with these 17 trackers is we are able to calculate for 23 body segments. So let's dive into the screen where we are able to calibrate. So this is what you see is our proprietary software which comes with the system. Now, the first thing that we need to do is we need to fill in the body height, which is 176, and the foot size, which is 29 in my case. What this does is it calculates all the other body segments by looking at a well-known biomechanical model. Now, we do a really good job at this. From there on, this will scale your avatar. Now, on the right side, you can see that all trackers are already live, so it's fairly simple. We have a body pack which transmits all the data through Wi-Fi to our software. And then once we set this up, we can start doing the calibration process. So let's go to the back. So what is important during the calibration process is that I stand into a perfect neutral pose, as we call it. So what this neutral pose will do is kind of reset all the trackers to a 0-0 position. And then after the calibration, we are able to translate pretty much my body language into digital mocap. So if you could start the calibration process. So as you can see, it will instruct you into how to do
Hold
the
end
calibration.
pose.
What this will do is it will ask me to stand in the end pose.
Move around.
Then I can do a specific walk. It doesn't really matter what kind of walk, but the important is to walk. So what one of the major benefits of our system is that we're immune to magnetic distortion. There's definitely a thing that still all the competitors are struggling with, but since, as Remco mentioned, I mean, we've been founded in 2000.
Stand still.
2006 we launched our first MVN system, and then afterwards, I mean, we've been struggling with magnetic distortions as well. At a certain point, we found, in our opinion, the holy grail that, hey, now we are able to pretty much mocap everywhere. So we don't have to worry about steel in floors or even doing a mocap on a container ship, for example. Now, what you see now is our software where we, need to walk a little bit there. So our software, which now gathers the data from the suit and then puts that on the biomechanical model, which you pretty much see next to me within our software. And then we translate into space, position, postures, etc., etc. Now, what the great thing with our software is that we also provide plugins to clients. So we know a lot of clients want to use game engines like Unity, Unreal, you name it, even proprietary engines. What we provide is a streaming protocol that we also have documentation for, so they could eventually create their own receiving end, for example, and build their own plugins. So what you see right now is Unreal. So it's fairly simple. You can just one-on-one copy all the data from my character onto a different character in Unreal, and then you can pretty much do whatever you want. Now, also something that Remco mentioned is that one thing that is very important is body language. Now, one thing that our system is really good at is capturing those minimal changes in body language. So we had our colleague that was the father of the biomechanical model. When he left Xsens years ago, we actually gave him 15 files of colleagues, and he could guess for every single file which specific colleague that was. So that really tells you on the accuracy of the system. So, I mean, it's simple. If you have a regular walk, you can see a specific person walk, but if you have a a swag, for example, it really shows down into the data as well. And this could be used into really personalizing your avatar in the metaverse to not only, showcase clothing, a hat, things like that, but taking it to the next level with movements that are physically yours. And also a thing that Remco mentioned is, so what people do is they start creating NFT art with mocap data. So to give you a small example, so fairly simple, within an engine you can make really nice stuff, capture that, and mint it as an NFT, and you can sell it afterwards as well. And simply, if you want to change a character, I mean, this is done in like 3, 2, 1, and I'm someone else. And this is really the power of Xsens. So usually we say that setup time, I mean, within 10, 15 minutes, you are fully immersed in whatever you want. So you can go into a VR environment where you put on either an Oculus or an HTC Vive, and you can actually look down and see your physical body move in the virtual environment. And I think that might bring the metaverse also to next levels. And well, as I'm a big Star Wars fan, obviously we introduce The Mandalorian as well, so I hope you guys like that also. So yeah, I mean, this pretty much in a nutshell is what MVN brings and what we could do to, bring mocap into the metaverse even more, especially with, the accuracy and making sure that the motion print is visible also for other people and all that. So not sure if there are any questions for now, feel free to ask.
Thanks, Stefan. That was a nice demonstration.
You're welcome.
So, any questions? I see one question.
Yeah, I have a question. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, a little bit. You're a bit far.
Yeah, I'll wait for the mic. Cool. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, better.
Better. I was wondering, how is the latency, and could you use such a suit as a controller for like esports? Because you're talking just purely using the mocap for bringing your NFT to life, and I get that.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking more of people jumping into the suit in meeting rooms like this to bring over more personality in a boardroom or something like that.
Yeah. So one thing that Remco showed as well at the PSV stadium is that there are already people using this as a virtual game environment or experience. So the latency especially for this suit, is about 20 milliseconds. So it's fairly quick. So yeah, no, definitely those things can be used as well, for sure.
Very cool.
I must add to this. So we are a professional motion capture suit, which means it is used by professional animators, people in the professional business.
Yep.
It's not aimed to be, a suit that you use at home. No. It can, of course,
exactly.
be done, and it's also, the setup that Stefan is using will set you back at least 10K, and then you don't have software yet. So there's also a big investment involved to get this done.
Fair enough, but it's also time bound, right? I mean, in 5 years, technology will be a lot cheaper, right? 5 to 10 years ago, VR headsets were out of this world, and here I'm sitting in this space right now.
Of course, and we see this happening as well.
Oh, cool.
Any other questions?
Yeah, it looks like we've got a question from Aunt Athena. Let me give you a microphone, just a moment.
Hi there. Thanks for the presentation. Can everyone hear me well?
Yeah.
I can hear you.
I wanted to ask you about
So my question is
implementing
what
your
plans are
motion
there to
capture
bring
to
this
any
to the
avatars?
consumer level? And if I
I'm
needed it
So
for
let's
hearing two
imagine
questions.
would I be able to use
We have now
it
two people.
for-
Two questions.
I think I have the microphone, so I can pass on after my question to someone else.
I have the microphone as well. I have a microphone. And hold on.
Trouble in paradise.
Okay. So my question is, and if I needed this for a project, could I just rent it for a period of time and the software?
Remco, you're going to take it, or do I need to take it?
No. So, question was if you can rent it. You can rent it, but not with us. But there's a lot of companies around that do that. And if you want it, you can contact us, or we can bring you in contact with one of those. And your first question was to bring it to the consumer market. This is, of course, something we have always been looking for and looking at, but at this point, it's not possible. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, that answers my question. No plan to take it to the consumer level is sad.
Well, I didn't say there are no plans. It's not possible at this point.
Yeah. Hi. I had a question about using the technology with active avatars. So let's say if I had my NFT, which is a 3D avatar, and I wanted to give a character and life to my avatar, is there a space for me at the moment to unite your technology with my avatar, or that's something not ready yet?
At least that's not something that we currently provide. So I'm not 100% sure if there is something that is capable of doing that. It wouldn't surprise me. I think people are already combining, A-type technologies with B-type technologies, but personally not something that I'm currently aware of. But I mean, there are smart people in the world that are, willing to create something. So it wouldn't surprise me if it's already there.
So you already have an avatar, you said?
Yeah, I do have an avatar. I am actually from Replica, so we create avatars, and I have my own avatar as well, which is really beautiful, and it's 3D, and it's something that I feel familiar with, but we just don't have the space yet to utilize it, if that makes sense. So I can have AI to give me a speech. However, I still cannot move it, so I still need motion caption to give it a life to my avatar. Besides like taking my avatar to Decentraland, which of course then the quality of that avatar also decreases. So I'm just trying to find ways how I can continue having the high-end avatar and giving it life to it. Like, what are my options at the moment? What companies can I go to, and who can I collaborate
what
with?
kind of? Do you know what kind of file type your avatar is?
We have all sorts of different file types, so that's not an issue because
Because if it's an FBX file, we can you can use motion capture to make it move, and you can use it in Unreal or Unity. So if that's what you're looking for, it can be easily done.
Yeah.
Okay, that is something what
Maybe
I'm looking for.
let's connect, and then let's get you into a talk with Stefan, and we can make something work. Shouldn't be
Yep.
too hard. If it's a standard FBX file, then it should be fine.
Yeah, so as long as the character is rigged and skinned, and in an FBX file, we should be able to make it a control rig and actually get data on top of that.
Yeah, it is rigged and it is skinned, so it should be possible to do that.
Good.
But 4, so should be no issue.
Oh, I was giving an example of how to raise your hand.
No.
I do not have a question right now. Although this is very cool. Yeah. Oh, there we go.
It's really cool.
Raj has a question.
Can you tell us more about the hardware? I think I have missed the part.
I didn't
Wanted to know
understand
more
your
about the
question.
hardware.
I want to know more about hardware. What all hardwares are needed? I mean, hardware devices are needed for this for motion capture. And if you could tell us more about the current pricing of these devices.
Yeah, so the hardware that you need, so what we sell is in principle this suit, and that's the hardware that you need. So it comes with 18 what we call motion trackers, 17 for the full body, and one additional that you could add as a prop, for example. Now these suits go for around 10,000 euros a piece, and then you would need to add software on top of that as well. And then we have several types. So you have what we have the motion cloud, which is where you could are able to upload data and it will export it and reprocess it for you, which you can in principle use offline, so you won't be able to stream. Then next to that we have our Animate Plus software, which gives you the capability of not exporting but actually streaming the data. And then we have the highest end software, which is capable of doing both. But in principle, I mean, the hardware is around 10 to 11,000 euros, and then you would have to add the software on top of that as well. So depending on annual lifetime, it could range up to 30 to 35,000 euros, down to, I think, starting price of around, I think 6K for a Windows starter kit and software.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so this what he's wearing is the Lycra suit. There's also a strap set, which is 3,500 euros. So that hardware, but you need the same software. So, and of course you need a powerful computer.
Of course, yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You have Prasanna next with a question, and you've got a megaphone.
Yes. Yeah. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Hello.
Yep.
Hello, everyone. My question is, how important is motion capture for using meta avatars in terms of related to the gaming industry? How it will be the boom for the next coming years?
Sorry, I didn't fully get the first part. Can you repeat that again?
No, how important is motion capture for using meta avatars? Now the meta avatars are booming, and
Metaverse
my
avatars,
question
you
is,
mean?
yes, yes.
Yeah.
And related to the gaming industry, how it will be the future for?
Well, that's a big question, but I think motion for the avatars are essential. You know? Like you see now in R, you see half bodies. You know, some can move their hands, and you know you maybe see my mouth move, but that's about it. Motion capture can add, much on top of it. It can give you full body motion, it can give you more natural motion, it can give you unique motion. So it can bring uniqueness to your avatar and to your personality. So I think it's essential, in the metaverse to have motion capture. And it doesn't have to be that you wear a suit like this all day. It could of course happen, but what you can also do is like record, a lot of your motions at once, and then use it in like a database on top of your avatar in the metaverse. So there are several ways to go about in this. So yeah, I think it's essential to have good motions for the avatars in the metaverse, and hopefully this will evolve in the coming period, in the coming time. Does that answer your question?
Yes, I have one more question. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can we sell our avatars for any gaming related companies?
Now you're really soft.
Yes, I am ready. Is my question clear?
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I have one more question. What's your expected life expectancy of one of these 10K suits? Like if you
Well,
regularly use it to animate your stuff?
So life
Go ahead,
expectancy. So
Stefan.
what we always say is that, I mean, we've launched this version of the suit in 2014. So this is the third iteration. At the time that we launched it, we still have clients using it today. So as far as we can see, life expectancy is fairly long. It's really, so it's not necessarily the hardware that makes these systems special. It's really what runs in the software. So it's the algorithms and all those fancy things happening in the background, and that's constantly being updated by new releases every year.
Thanks.
I think we'll go to Kai, and then we'll go back to Parsana. So just one moment, Kai. I'll get you a microphone.
Okay.
Okay. You should.
Can you hear?
Yep, we can hear you.
So
Yeah.
so maybe I was late to hear about this kind of speech. And what is the unique thing that it is so pricey? That means the ordinary people still cannot afford it. As I heard, the price is a little bit pricey.
Yeah. So it's a professional system. So so that is first of all. So it's used by
Is there any
animators.
best option that the ordinary people can purchase, and as a result, a lot of customers also buy your products? Is there any
There are
secondary
suits. There are suits that are cheaper, but they also give less quality. It's just that simple. It's what you pay for is what you get. So at this moment, the hardware that is involved and the software that is being developed is just very pricey and very complicated. So that's the reason why this is this price. So like he said, he has 17 sensors, and each sensor is already a pricey thing. So yeah, that's how it accumulates.
So can we believe
just a
that
lot of.
in the near future?
Oh, go ahead.
Can we believe in the near future you can just purchase these products like $2,000, $1,000, even at below?
Mhm.
Is it possible in the
Well,
near future?
I cannot look in the future, but with every technology, at some point, it goes down and the price goes down, and it's easier to make. So I can imagine at some point it will, but at this point we're not that far. And, there was also a question before about this. It's just not ready to go to the consumer level at this point, but it can be at any point in the near future. And I think it's also important for the metaverse to also happen. But yeah, it's just at this point, it's the way it is.
Yeah, thank
Does
you.
that answer your question?
Yep.
Anything to add to this, Stefan?
No, I think that pretty much boils it down. I mean, for now, we are really into the B2B market. We are the professional system that's being used in, AAA games, the major film studios. I mean, movies like The Avengers, the Spider-Man, Batman. So, I mean, you name it, pretty much all movies had at least something to do with Xsens. So in that sense, we are currently still aiming for that market, but who knows what the future will entail. We might think that, hey, the consumer market will become very interesting, especially due to the metaverse. We might look into different solutions on, looking into getting it to consumers as well.
But don't get your hopes up yet.
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay, that's great. So I think we have Prasanna had a question, and then Punk, and then Drew. So we'll go back to Prasanna. Just let me get him a mic. You should be good, Prasanna.
Yeah. Hi.
Yeah.
You guys hear me now? How we have actors for the motion capture like that? Is there a boom for the meta avatars coming days in gaming?
Sorry, I don't get it. Maybe it's me, but I didn't get the question.
No. How we have actors for the motion capture now?
Yeah.
Like that, is there a boom for the next meta avatars coming days?
So you're asking
sure.
if there...
Is my question
I'm not
clear?
sure what the question is. Anyone?
No, I don't think the question is clear.
Not to me, at least. Maybe somebody else understands the question, but...
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
I think what Prasanna is trying to ask is, right now, we have many actors, right? Mocap artists. Like that, will there be any scope for actors who are well versed with meta technology?
A school for actors, motion capture actors. You mean?
Yeah, scope. Yes.
Yeah. There are several.
Who are well versed with metaverse technology?
There are many schools that go into this technology. I know we have a lot of educational institutes that use motion capture in their curriculum. And they will also pivot to metaverse kind of curriculums, I'm sure. But I'm sure this is now happening. So yeah, you can become a motion capture actor. If you just look on the internet and look for motion capture course, there's enough going on. Does that answer the question?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we had one from Punk, and then after Punk, it's Drew.
All right. For me, it's fine to go a little bit further. I don't know about Stefan.
No, I have two other people here, so I'm not sure if they need to run.
All right. Let's start.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Punk is next.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
So Punk's got the microphone, and we'll get to you, Suraj.
Right, Punk. Anything?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
All right. Excellent. Right, I got a couple of questions. The first one is relating to the size of the data per second per actor in a scene. So how much, given that we have so many sensors, theoretically, have you done any test of the amount of simultaneous actors or streams from different suits in one scene? What would the limit look like? What is the bandwidth looking like at the moment with so many sensors? That's my first question.
Well, I mean, bandwidth-wise, it is not that crazy. So each body pack has a bandwidth of about 5 megabit max. That's on retransmitting data as well. So the data coming from the body pack is fairly small. That's being captured in a .mvn file, which is our proprietary file. These files, they end up getting pretty big, but that's recording. So we're talking about approximately a gigabyte per minute. But once you export those to FBX again, they become really small once more, because what's within the MVN file is obviously all the data and all information that we need from the biomechanical model, et cetera, et cetera. And then once exporting, you only need orientation data and position data, so they become very small again. When streaming, I mean, again, this is fairly low, so we can stream a lot of characters at the same time. It's probably more of how much suits can you handle on a PC. So our software goes up to 4 systems simultaneously. It might technically be possible to go up higher, but we haven't probably done that.
Well,
so for now, 4 is hard-coded.
Yeah, I'm assuming like one suit per PC. It's like, if we were gonna make a metaverse application using your tech, how many simultaneous people could be in a room theoretically stream movements at the same time?
I think that depends on your server.
Okay, yeah, I'm asking if you guys had done like any tests at the moment or not.
No. I think the only thing we have done is up to 8, but again, that is bandwidth-wise. I don't see an issue. I mean, everybody look at. I think an MVN system uses a lot less than a video stream coming from Teams or Zoom, for example. So in that sense, if your servers are able to cope with that, then I don't see any problems.
Okay, excellent. And my second question is, given the amount of data that you guys collect in terms of movement and capture you already have, using that data to train models to auto-generate movement animations? Or is it possible? Is that something that's going to probably possible in the future?
It might. I mean, there's a lot. You see that a lot of companies are using machine learning for specific things. So what we do is we don't capture data. We sell the systems. So what the clients do is capture the data, and we have no access to the data from clients. So in that sense, we don't have. I mean, the data that we have is usually from colleagues and all that stuff. And obviously, we do research on several topics, but that's definitely something I can obviously not disclose.
Okay, thank you.
Do you guys have time for one more question from Drew?
Yeah.
Okay, just
Let's
let me
do it.
get you a microphone, Drew. Okay, everyone should be able to hear you, Drew.
Hey, how y'all doing? Can you hear me?
Thanks. Yep.
You welcome. Hey, do y'all have any competition? Like, is it anybody else trying to make a suit like that? I know y'all said y'all been out since like 2014 or something, y'all first suit. And if so, how more far advanced are y'all than the competition? And also, I just want to know if can I invest in some shares?
Well, let me start. Let me start with your first question. So, of course, there's competition. They all started later than us, so we are more advanced. And the point that we are more advanced on is, first of all, and Stefan already pointed at it, our suit is magnetic immune. And this means, you can go in any environment and it will not affect the data. And this is mostly where it goes wrong. So if you would go to, I don't know, a room where there's lots of steel, you see, all these, if you see these theaters, there's a lot of steel around. So if I would be here with a suit, it will not affect me. If I would be there with another suit, which is, not as advanced, you would see my hands, go all the way and it will mess up the data. Now, this is very important. This is because in our sensors, there's a magnetometer, which of course is influenced by magnetic radiation around us. So this is one point that we are really strong in. So this is our algorithms that all solve that. That is one. And then the second one is our data is super accurate. It's these little twitches that make the differences. Mostly when you see, data being recorded with motion capture, what happens is you see feet going through the ground. You see little twitches that happen. You see things, you see hands going through the body. Those little things that are actually not there, but are calculated in a wrong way. And we smoothed out all those little, faults to make it super accurate and super smooth. So this is where our main difference is in the competition. I think these are, and it's the one thing that we always say. It's very, very easy to use. I'm not a technician, but I can also use it, and it's very easy. You just set it up in like 10, 15 minutes, and you're good to go. The second question or third question, I don't know, Gas. I don't know. You probably have to contact me personally, and maybe can have it, but I don't think it's something that we do at this point. But it's cool. It gives a lot of. It makes us proud that you asked it. Did that answer your question?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Stefan, anything to add to this?
No, I think that was pretty much clear. So yeah, I mean, the magnetic immunity is definitely one of our strong points where no competition is able to do that. And as well our HD reprocessing, which Remco mentioned. So what it does is it really cleans up the data. I mean, we've had so many animators that were shocked and jaws were dropping when seeing that just by the press of one button, it cleans up the data for you, which is, I mean, so strong. We want to enable animators and creative people to worry about the creative stuff instead of fixing things. So that for us is really important.
Awesome. All right. Thanks,
Oh, lovely.
everyone. That was
Thank
it,
you,
right?
guys.
Any questions? Thanks for sticking around.
Yes.
Yeah, lovely
very welcome.
presentation, guys. Yeah. We all give them a round of a hand. Yeah, yeah.